Alright, in this episode, time to start wiring. This is the heart of the mighty MOTOCOMPO, and there is a lot riding on this. Hopefully, after 40 years, the wiring harness is still good, and it all just plugs in and everything works. What do you reckon the chances are of that, though? We're about to find out. Alright guys, I don't really know where to start. I mean, wiring is one thing, but I think I'm going to start at the forward controls. So I'm going to put the right hand side one up first, then the left hand side, and these have some little bits of wiring on them here, and then from there I think I can work my way back. Quick update, I've got all the drive cables in, brake cables, that kind of stuff. They're all ready to go. I did pick myself up one of these USA 6N2A-2C batteries, but they do have the wrong end on them, so I've just chopped the ends off and put little terminals on that will fit the MOTOCOMPO standard harness. The idea is not to chop up anything in the MOTOCOMPO. Now, I have seen guys use these batteries and they do cut the rear fender. That's an absolute no-no if you ask me. Far better to modify the battery than it is to modify a rare bike. So I'll be packing out the battery to making it fit and getting a battery clamp that'll work. But in the meantime, we can put the battery in. We should be able to start testing lights and stuff like that. So let's see what we have. Here we are. Fuel lines are in, looking sweet and fantastic. Now at this point, I just want to point out, if you are pulling apart a MOTOCOMPO, please take note, draw a diagram of where the fuel lines go, because I've had a few goes of this and the factory diagrams and drawings are just pretty hopeless and they make you a fair bit confused. So at this point, thank you to R Turbo. For those that don't know, it's another YouTube channel. He rides a MOTOCOMPO and a Honda Squash all out Tokyo, and he films his little adventures. Check out his YouTube channel. Mate, thank you for sending me that diagram and the video. You've really helped me and shown me exactly how those fuel lines go. Forever in your debt. But moving on here, in this bag here we've got brand new throttle cables, brand new brake cables, so that's what's next. Okay, a bit of a moment about to happen. I've checked for spark where I go. I've just filled up the tank, well, not filled it up, but I've just put a bit of premix in the tank. We're going to pull it down off the table, we're going to turn the key, and let's see for the very first time if this thing starts. What do you reckon the chances are? Put a comment down below if you think it's going to start straight away. I'm not too sure, but let's have a go. No fire. We'll put it back up on the table, we'll pull the plug, we'll see what's going on there. Fingers crossed it's just something very little. Alright, so there's no fuel on the plug at all. The plug is super clean, brand new. Time to dig a little bit deeper. I do have fuel at the carb because I've cracked the carb and fuel has came out. Not sure what it is yet. Alright, it's a new day and I've just pulled the carburetor out of the little MOTOCOMPO. Now this was a brand new carburetor from a QR50. It's a bit of a common upgrade on the MOTOCOMPOs. Now I just took it straight out of the box and put it in. When I smell in there, it is a little bit fuely, but I don't think it's fuely enough. And for whatever reason, I don't think I'm getting fuel into the motor because the spark plug is dry, the spark plug does not smell, something's not going right. So whether or not it's in here or it's in the reed valve, that's where I'm going to start looking. Alright guys, reed valve is out and the intake manifold, and as you can see up here on the camera, I put a bit of sealer there and there is a possibility that that sealer is holding the reeds shut. So I'm just going to pull it off and have a bit of a look-see. No, they do not appear to be glued shut. They can lift up quite freely. So moving on now to pulling apart the carburetor, and hopefully we find the issue in there. The thing is, this does not smell like fuel at all. It smells a bit like two-stroke oil, but not fuel. Maybe two-stroke oil from assembly. We'll crack on. Alright, so a bit of an update. I couldn't find anything wrong with the carburetor. I couldn't find anything wrong with the reed valves. So what I've done is I've taken the carbon fiber reed pedals out and put the original ones back in. Now, first thing I noticed, these are very stiff. I'm assuming that's what they're meant to do. And these ones, the original ones, were a lot less stiff. I don't know what the word is. Whatever. So I'm going to try sticking these in and see if we get an improvement. And then bolt it all back together. Carburetor's already reassembled. Put it back in the bike, kick it over again and see what happens, eh? Everything is back together. Fingers crossed, whatever the problem is has been resolved. I really didn't find a problem. The only thing I could think of was those pedals were a little bit too stiff. So we'll lift it up off the table, put it on the ground, turn the key, kick it over. Fingers crossed, this is it. Let's see. Gears on. Alright, update. So I've gone and bought myself a compression tester. So we're about to perform a compression test on this little 2-stroke motor, and hopefully that might give us a bit more idea of what's going on here. Alright, compression tester hooked up. Let's see how we go. We have right on 100 psi. So it looks like we have compression. The mystery deepens. A bit of start, you bastard. Let's see what happens. Alright, last go for the night. Otherwise I'm going to go away and lick my wounds. It's like So, what is wrong with this? Why will it not start? The only thing I can think of is the timing is out 180 degrees. But is that even possible, considering that there's a keyway? There's only one way the timing can go on. Anyway, guys, I might end this one here. Like, subscribe. Fingers crossed we can get this resolved on the next video. Not every video is a win, and I'd love to have them all end as a win, but sometimes they're big fat failures, and this is a failure. See you on the next one. Cheers.